irresponsible, mentors, irresponsible.
Check out the Irresponsible Mentors at gmail.com. Yo, go subscribe to our iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Twitter at Irresponsible M1. Subscribe, share, and comment. So without further ado, let's get started. Y'all already know what this is, the Square Biz, a.k.a. the champ, a.k.a. don't let nobody knock you off your square.
It's your boy Chip T, a.k.a. Chip Carson. Having a good day. Let's get at it.
Yo, it's your boy DJ Mike Love, Mr. Hat Fanatic, and still Mr. Kleptomaniac.
Yo, check me out, man. Hey, it's cooler than a polar bear toenails out there. Shout out to Andre 3000. I just want to throw that out there.
Yo, man, happy belated Martin Luther King Day, man.
Oh, man, happy belated to you as well.
To both of y'all.
Yeah, man.
You too, Diddy.
Power to the people.
Yo, man, hey, we forgot. No, but hey,
That's
Zach Diddy,
Malcolm.
man. If you come into the show later, they're going to be like, man, who's this motherfucker?
Right.
Please introduce yourself.
All right, yo, it's the Z Dot coming at you live from the booth, pushing the buttons and pushing the faders up and down. Just make this guy sound great.
Z-Coco.
Z Coco. He's in love with the Coco. So this show, man, we're going to dedicate it to MLK, our 30th anniversary of MLK. What we wanted to do is start the show off with some of our favorite MLK quotes. I got one right here. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Square Biz.
What am I doing for others?
Yes.
Oh, man. I'm glad you asked me that question, by the way. Thanks a lot, Chip T. What am I doing for others? And when I think about that question, you know, I internalize and I begin to reflect. And as I reflect, I think about, you know, all the things all the doors that have been opened up for me, you know, and, you know, a lot of times you take these things for granted.
Absolutely.
And you're right. And you know, just the little freedoms that you have today, you don't think about, you know, where they came from or how they became, you know, because, you know, it wasn't that long ago that, hey, we didn't have many freedoms or, you know, a lot of injustices, you know, in this world we called America, you know. So back to the question again. I remind my kids, man, that, hey, all the things that they have today wasn't given, right? You know, they should be appreciative of all the freedoms that they have today because it wasn't easy for my father and his father because, I mean, they went through so many different things such as segregation, you know, people hating them because of the color of their skin, you know, having to, you know, drink at different water fountains, you know, just different things like that. You know, have to be in segregated pools, you know. I mean, just so many different things that people of color went through during these times. And I just remind them daily, like, hey, you know, all these liberties that y'all have today, I mean, y'all should, you know, count your blessings. Yeah, it may not make sense to you right now, but just know that you're blessed. And just know that, you know, a lot of doors have been opened for you by people in your past that you may not know. I mean, you know, kids, you know, some of the schools, you know, they teaching them things, and you know the basics you probably gonna learn about Martin Luther King. So with that, you know, I'm just that's what I do. You know, I kind of just preach to them, not necessarily preach, but inform them and let them know, hey, you know, nothing's promised, but you know, you gotta pay respect to those that, you know, laid down the foundation for you to do what you do today.
When I think about the foundation laid before us, I sit there and look at sometimes, I know from my standpoint, you can't get kind of blindsided how on your blindness that's to your left and right, just looking at today's society. For one thing, racism is still going on in America today. I thought when in 2008 when President Obama was elected and stuff, everybody thought that it was going to be something more different or whatever. You had a black man in office and stuff. I'm not one to sit there and say that it's racism. I mean, damn, you got Zach Diddy on the mic and stuff. He's a Caucasian person. We mess with him. My wife is Asian. So all of us together collectively, we don't look at stuff as racism. But what I ask myself, what I do for others and stuff, I always try to make people better. I don't care if you black, purple, green, yellow, or red. I'm going to sit there and try to bring the best out of you if you on my team and I mess with you in my camp. So that's what I think I do for others. I just want to see everybody that I mess with, not only one, be successful, so they be a better person, and just make everybody around them better. Because if we all do that collectively, we're not in the same state of mind that we are today in America. Because I know I'm saying I don't want racism to be prevalent and stuff, but I mean, if you look at the news every day, I don't know if it's a product of society that's all they sit there and put in the news about racism. I mean, if I look at Fox, CNN, MNBC, whatever I'm looking at, it's always something that's like racism. But you don't see the person that's out there doing good for their community. You don't see sometimes, like, you have to look on Facebook and it's on something that's totally different. It's not on ABC, it's not on NBC, it's not on CBS. You might have that one white cop that's out there playing basketball with the kids that are in the urban area. You might see that one cop that sit there and sponsors a black kid, takes all of his paycheck to make sure that they have a good Christmas. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in America that I don't think that is it's not at the forefront of the media.
Right, because racism is like is the new hot topic right now. It's anything to get somebody up in arms about. So
I think it's even harder now.
Yeah,
it's harder in 2016 than it was before in 2007. We had George W. Bush in office.
It's worse now.
I mean, it's crazy.
Absolutely, and let me interject that racism actually sells. So
yeah,
because it gets people mad. And when you're mad, you watch the news and you watch more of it and more. Your blood's boiling, and yeah, it sells. It's selling right now. It's a hot topic, and the negative is being highlighted, and the positive, what we do every day, is not being broadcast at all.
And it's being put to the wayside, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, Square Biz, what's your favorite ML quote?
My favorite, sir, will have to be "I have a dream." And I think, and then, ain't all jokes aside, it's not a joking matter, but I think I have a dream. I mean, honestly, you got to think about back in the day, and I don't want to just jump into my quote and not give y'all a chance to really answer, but I'm just going to give you my standpoint on it. I have a dream. Now, I can't really imagine going through the time that they went through, or my father and his fathers went through during that actual time where, they was literally, oppressed, rejected, looked down upon just because of the color of their skin. And anywhere they went, they were either subject to violence, they went through so much public lynchings, and I'm going way back, and then this was okay. This was like an everyday thing in America. This was like kind of like breakfast, lunch. We got a lynching at after lunch and dinner. It's like it was just normal. So just to go through that time, and not necessarily me, but just for them to go through that time, and still people that went through that time still alive today, and kind of like wow, just seeing so much and how much the world has changed and how many doors have been opened. Yeah, we still have issues, but I have a dream. Just that quote alone, just to see his dream actually become a reality,
Be prevalent today.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it's crazy. It's when I take my daughter in the future, when I take my son and stuff to daycare and stuff, and just to see all the in our company that we work for, it's prevalent to see. You might have an Asian, a black kid, a white kid, a mixed kid. I mean, just in our company alone, I want to say out of Addie's 8 classmates, 5 of them are mixed, and that's black, white, Filipino, black, white, Filipino.
Yeah, that's something our parents really couldn't say they had.
So his dream is. We can see it in the forefront today. I mean, in 1960 something, when he sit there and said this speech, I don't think a lot of people was gonna be checking for that. They wouldn't have bet their bottom dollar on that. So, like you said, when he had a dream, it's good to see the melting pot that America is in today, So when I look at the news, I think the news, they kind of paint a bad portray of what's happening right now. Because it's the portrait of America right now, you hear so much bad stuff, but I think that's only 1% of America. I think we moved past that point. To elect a black man in office, they had to move past it. I really do. You don't think so?
I think to a certain point.
They had to.
Well,
Because Zach Diddy said the reason why they're sitting there showing it on the news is because that's what sells. They're not going to show the good stuff.
Right. I think they're showing the small whatever percentage of America who doesn't like it. And it's crazy because you can't really tell nowadays if people hate the president because he's a Democrat or if he's black.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like when you see something or you notice like one of your friends say something about it on Facebook, you kind of side eye it like what you mean by that? Like you want to go off, but you can't really do that because that's that person's opinion. You don't want to call them a racist and they're not racist.
And a bigot
but
and all that,
yeah, but like for the past 8 years, like you can't really tell if some of these people are just racist or they honestly don't like the policies.
I mean, I look at it sometimes like I'm gonna be upfront with you. Like I lean more right than left. You know what I'm saying? I'm a conservative person. That's how me and my family are brought up and stuff. And but I'm never gonna sit there and say I lean all the way left. I'm gonna lean all the way to right, because if you do that, then you really don't understand the science of politics.
Yeah.
Because everything they say, you're not gonna agree with. You know, I might sit there and be like, I agree with blase, and then I don't agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm not gonna sit there and say I'm so total against abortions.
You're blind if you say you agree with every single thing one side of the party.
You can't.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
that's
impossible.
That's not being open minded.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think, Mike, you know, I hear what you're saying too, but in all fairness, we've become so hyper sensitive to everything that just because you don't agree with somebody, people just automatically assume, oh, well, I guess you don't like him because he's black.
Yeah, like
What?
I mean, you're right, because like my best friend, like this dude's been my homeboy since like the 7th grade.
Yeah.
We grew up in the same old messed up hood, but he's a white guy.
Everybody says that. You don't have a white friend.
Facts.
This dude been down with me through the crazy stuff, but he's stationed out in Norfolk now, you know, and like us being almost like brothers now, when he posts stuff about it, I look at it side-eye too, but I don't respond on Facebook. I call him myself, and I'll just kind of ask him, like, yo, what did you mean by blah, blah, blah online? And, you know, we talk about it, and I'm like, okay, all right, I understand now.
And that's the thing about, I think people get so wrapped up into when they trying to have educated discussions. And I call politicking, it's called educated discussions. It's not an argument.
Sometimes people don't know the policies.
You can say educated arguments.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what
Debates.
I call debates.
Yeah.
Politicking.
Right.
So if you have a disagreement with what I say and I disagree with what you say, and we can talk our way through it, how's that arguing?
On the show, we're going to argue.
Oh, yeah. That's Irresponsible Mentors 101. We're going to argue. But I really think that the dream that Martin Luther King had today, it was perfect, man. Yeah. 30 years from now, it's the 30th anniversary. I think that we're seeing it at its forefront, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. I'm glad that at the end of the day, I can sit there and say, in my generation, there was a black president elected. And I don't really care what any people that's listening to the show that's saying he's not 100% black. Hell, nobody's 100% of anything.
But you know what? It's like,
that's what I want to say.
Kind of going away from the way we've been explaining the dream, I kind of look at it a little bit different, because I was a little kid when I heard it. So to me, when I heard, you know, I have a dream, I thought that was just him telling us that he had a dream of, you know, what he wanted to see. And then I was like, okay, well, I want a dream too. And I remember my teacher used to ask us, what do you want to do? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, right now I'm kind of living my dream. Like, Zach, I know you're living yours. You're getting to do the engineering thing. Like, that's what you want, right? Like, yeah. I remember I was talking to my mom about this, like yesterday, matter of fact. Me and my mom were on the phone, and I was telling her about some up-and-coming stuff I got going on with DJing. And she was like, well, when did you ever get into DJing? Because you never really spoke about it when you was at home. And I was like, well, You know, I've always wanted to do it since I was small, but we couldn't afford it, so I just left it alone. But I've always dreamed of doing this. And 9 years ago, I bought my first set of turntables, and you know, I traveled a lot to learn how to use them, and here I am now. I got booked to do a show in Cancun. So, you know,
You're taking us, right?
oh yeah.
Okay. I'll be your roadie. I don't care.
Responsible mentors live from Cancun.
Cancun, baby. But yeah, like I think that kind of rolls perfectly into what me and my mom were talking about, because
That's a contract.
I'm getting to live my dream now. Like years ago, I couldn't afford
25.
a set of turntables. Now I own 3 sets, and I'm getting to travel and live my dream.
Nice.
You know,
So don't ever forget about your dreams, man. Don't forget about the past and stuff, and that's what history is. Don't repeat the past. Always try to do better for the future.
Yeah.
See that. 2 quotes that we had. What's your favorite?
I always like when he, after he says, "I have a dream," and he talks about the, the black kids and the white kids playing together. And I believe that if he was alive right now, he could go to any daycare, any elementary school, he would see that, drinking from the same water fountain, using the same restroom, eating at the same cafeteria. I think that part has come true. I mean, I think that's pretty awesome. I think that we just need to get past just playing together as kids and continue as we grow older to continue to play well together,
As adults.
As
Our
adults.
partisanship.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's gonna come obviously after we come on a even playing field when it comes to education, when it comes to lower income communities. So I mean, once we figure that out, I think America's. I mean, it's great now, but I mean, it's a lot of room for improvement. A lot of room.
There's always going to be a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought about, when I looked at it from the standpoint of, like, listening to my better half, hearing about how she grew up, America is one of the greatest countries on the earth. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, you can come to this country, poor, sick, lame, all that stuff, and be able to be whatever you want to be. America is a land of dreams. I really believe that. So that's why I find it hard to believe when I hear people saying that, I'm a subject to this, subject to that.
subject of my environment.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Like, if you're subject to your environment, I really think that but you gotta have a good foundation. I do think that. Sometimes you don't have that good foundation. I'm not gonna sit there and say that's not messed up. But I think if you put your mind to it, you can achieve in America. There's not no caste system in America. It's not like if your dad was a cow milker or if he was a butcher or anything like that, you're gonna be that. You can be whatever you want to be in America. I mean, there might be outliers. We're talking about statistics now. If you don't know what that term means,
I know exactly
please
what
go
that
look
means.
up. Yeah. There's going to be outliers and stuff like that, but I think that you have more opportunity in America than you do in any first world country.
I agree with you.
Okay. Do you agree?
I'll argue with you
Zach,
later.
you agree?
I agree.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah, you can argue with me off.
I mean,
off
it's
air.
not perfect. I agree. It's not
Yeah,
perfect.
I mean, that was great.
It's not perfect, but I just think that you have more opportunity in America
But
than you do.
Here's the thing that we get so used to. We talked about that at the beginning. You get so used to this lifestyle that we have that we take everything for granted, and it's all about perspective, because somebody always has it worse than what you have it. I don't care how bad you think you have it. It's just like the story goes, you're complaining you have a sprained ankle, and then you look over there and that guy has no foot. I mean, it's just, it's perspective.
And that should be motivation.
And I have to say that in America, it's not towards any color, any ethnicity group or at all, but we have a tendency to whine and complain here. Give me. And it's like, well, you gotta go get your own, because this is a land of opportunity. I mean, but everybody can complain about everything if that's your mindset.
I agree. What's your rebuttal? I mean,
Yeah, Square Biz, you're looking like what?
Yeah,
His eyebrows are saying
No,
something
my-
right now.
my-
What's
my
up
thing
with your
is,
eyebrows?
I don't want to keep pushing this topic, because I mean I can go a lot of different directions with this. And we talking about nothing's gonna be given. I mean, hell, they stole a lot of things from early inventors back in the day who just happened to be men of color. But like I said, that's just another topic for another day. Hey, MLK. I'm very appreciative of him. Like I said, a lot of the things that I have today, well, I wouldn't have it without him and other leaders, of course. So, big ups to him, and God bless the dead.
Yeah.
So, the last topic that we're gonna sit there and hit up with a favorite quote, we're gonna move it to DJ Mike Love, aka Cut This DJ.
Cut this into
Yeah, Cut This DJ ANT, whatever. Go ahead.
Shady boots.
Check.
Shady boots.
Yeah, but the one I had that I liked was faith is taking the first step even if you don't see the whole staircase.
That's nice.
That's like you remember you've heard people tell you like go just take a leap of faith.
I mean,
And I
with this podcast.
yeah, that was a giant leap.
How many naysayers is like? What are y'all talking about?
How many did we start? We were like Destiny's Child.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that you Michelle. I'm just saying we started out with a lot of members and now we rearranged everything and now we got 3.
Yeah, we started off with a lot of people. A lot of people came with this stuff, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do it." And then a lot of people think that you turn on the mic and stuff. Not trying to say anybody can't do a podcast, but there's some work, there's some logistics involved in it. We all got families. Shout out to Zach Diddy because he works with us because we black, black people. We not always punctual. We got stuff happening. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I
Even
think
though-
Z-Dot got Indian in his family though too though. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why we relate.
Yeah. Z-Dot definitely does. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Filipinos.
Yeah, but it
but
look, check it out though. It's also like not giving up.
yeah, you never give up.
It's like even if you don't see the finish line, just keep going.
Yeah, like this stuff right now. I mean, 3 years from now, I don't know where we're gonna be. If I could see the future, hell, I would have hit the Powerball last week. But we're gonna bring it up next topic or whatever, like too.
True.
But I just think that people they kind of give up on their dreams and they kind of like forget where you're coming from. Anything that you want is gonna take hard work. Anything that you want to achieve is not gonna be given to you easy. So don't ever sit there and listen to a person that's a naysayer that's going to sit there and say, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you're not going to do this. You know what? You know when you make it? When people start asking you, Square Biz, what I told you. When we did this show, right? How many people was like, well, okay, I see y'all did the show. How'd you do it?
Right. I mean, everybody had questions, and then, they say, oh, well, shit, y'all can do it. Hey, I know I can do it. Hey, let me be on the show. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? At the end of the day, we're not going to tell you how we do it. But you know what? If you want to go look up on YouTube, Google, things of that nature to figure out how we do it, take that leap of faith, and then we're going to come back right at you after this commercial break.
Nice.
Irresponsible. Mentors. Irresponsible.
Check out the Irresponsible Mentors at gmail.com. It's Square Biz, and you listen to the Irresponsible Mentors. Go subscribe to our iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Twitter at Irresponsible M1. Subscribe, share, and comment. So we back, and we just left off talking about MLK. And, some of the oppressions they went through. And speaking of oppressions, let's jump into our next topic, which is the Flint, Michigan, the water issue they having down there as far as the lead and just horrible treatment they've been taking down there for quite some time.
Have you seen
now.
the colors of that water?
It looked like doo-doo water.
Yeah,
Looks pretty bad.
It's bad, like
And
real bad. I don't see how some people who can't get to fresh water, how they like.
And according to reports, I mean, these guys been going through this for at least the last 2 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Yeah, man.
And you know how much it would have cost for them just to treat the water?
How much?
$100 a day.
Wow. And I mean, who
But do they have $100?
Do they have $100?
Of course they got $100.
$100.
Come on now.
They shutting
As
everything.
a government?
Yeah, they government almost shut down.
That's
So,
like one
trick-
speeding ticket a day.
Yeah, like, please,
saying.
like, yo,
Trick got $100. Like, come on, B.
$100.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, if you don't got $100, come holler at Square Biz and Chip T. We can balance your books, and you can pay us $25 an hour, things of that nature.
I
So
can
you got to
dig
probably
it.
gonna have to write like 20 tickets just for our. I mean, Flint, Michigan, that's a big suburb of Detroit.
I'm gonna tell you, Flint ain't no joke though. Like Flint, Michigan. Like I had a partner from there. We had went through this program together, and yeah, Flint. I mean, you might as well say like Detroit when you talk about Flint, Michigan. It's a rough neighborhood.
So, but now there's been calls for the mayor of Michigan to step down.
I mean, I wouldn't really blame him.
Because I mean, he knew of the situation the whole time. They believe it's a cover up. You know, according to a report, they believe it was a cover up. They believe they knew about it, and they believe some documents were doctored in order to pass it and let the residents know, hey, you know what? The water is good. It's safe. Go ahead and drink. And during this time, 10 people then died from.
I was just about to
ingesting
ask,
this water.
has anybody died from
Yeah,
it?
and mostly the people, the biggest victims right now have been children.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they said that the water was coming from when they were switching out the pipes and everything. They're getting the water from a city that was known as like a town of filth.
No,
So I would have questions about that off the jump.
no. From what I read, I think it was like so they end up switching the water supply from the main water supply before.
Yeah, they're getting it from Detroit.
They were getting it from a different water source, but the water source that they were getting from beforehand, I think it was costing more money. So they went to a less water source that would be economical because it wouldn't cost as much money as it would to get it from that main water source. So when they switched it after they had supposedly got reports of it, the contamination was already,
I thought they said it was just temporary though.
well, temporary. After you do it for a year, the temporary water source corroded the good water source that they were using in place beforehand.
What do you mean?
The lead contamination was so bad from the water source that they switched prior to save the money that they contaminated the good water source. You don't get what I'm saying?
I mean, I get it, but I read something different.
Well, yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, it's a lot of reports out there, guys.
Yeah.
And they haven't had a final report right now, but we can all agree upon and say that, hey, the situation they got down there is fucked up, okay? And they should have did a better job as far as the people that's in charge, the people that had eyes on this during the whole time, doing the complaints of the residents and them saying, hey, something's not right. They should have did a better job of. They should have did a better job, man, just of the reports itself. I mean, it just sucks that those people down there suffering because of, I don't know, the neglect of, their leaders, the people that's actually, monitoring this stuff and giving them false hopes and reports, and just because they want to save face.
And the health department.
I think the health department, they messed up because lead poisonous is dangerous to anybody. When you look at it, because most children that were drinking the water, it can lead to what I'm reading right now is skin lesions, hair loss, vision loss, memory loss, depression, anxiety. It's a lot of stuff. Like
3 eyes.
Yeah, 3 eyes. Just a lot of stuff. Like it's almost if you just subject to a kid to like gamma radiation or anything like that. Especially when you're talking about Detroit, being that they're in the financial crisis that they're in right now, they don't have the best teachers and stuff. Now you want to sit there and add lead to the water, which causes memory loss, IQ loss, and then you sit there and don't have a good monetary support for the actual school system. Like you're already teaching somebody with an IQ level that's already altered because of lead poisoning. Like, what do you expect to get out of that? Like
Stephen Avery.
Oh my God! I did pick up.
Is he
that.
from Flint?
Oh my God,
That explains
man, I don't.
Season 2 coming to a theater near you. My
Yeah,
man.
hey, irresponsible mentors might be at the damn court case.
Oh, man.
Like, yo, live, we're gonna bring Z Dot too.
And, you know, to interject, I think the thing that upsets me about this whole water crisis is the people are suffering, and that a lot of people, you know, like you said, the health and everything, it's a humanitarian thing, but the news and the politicians are using this big time. If it wasn't for an electoral year, would you have heard about it?
Probably not, because you got to think, after so many people die, how big was the outrage and people trying to get them to fix this water? Like, how long has that been going on
Right.
in the neighborhoods before
Right.
somebody finally got a hold of this and like, all right, well, let's go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, do something about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it wasn't for this electoral year, would we have even heard about it? I mean, this has been going on for a long time.
Hell no, because it's in Flint, Michigan. If it was in Calabasas, California, where the Kardashians stay, shout out to Chloe.
The dynasty.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not even talking about that. If it was in a city like that that's prominent, then I think it would probably be a little bit more found or a little bit more discovered than what it actually was. I just think when you come from a city of Flint, Michigan, that's already in economical turmoil, you don't get the publicity if it was from a city that has stars like Drake, the Kardashians, things of that nature. That's in there.
Right, they're not going to treat you with as much respect.
Yeah, they're not. So at this standpoint now, I think that the whole situation in Flint, Michigan is messed up. I think they should do a little bit more than what they have done. And I think now it's getting a standpoint from what it is now based off the electoral year that we're in right now. They're voting presidents, senators, and all this stuff in office right now. So that's the only reason why I think that it's actually getting the leeway and the headway that it's getting right now.
True. Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I believe they'll still get the, publicity, obviously, just for the simple fact that, hell, the shit been going on for the last couple of years. So right?
But when's the first time you heard about it?
That's what I'm saying. It just happened to be they getting ready to, get their candidates for the next, president of the United States. So, I mean, it just happened. It just worked out that way.
But how long do you think it's going to be actually in the news? Because I'm gonna rewind it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to something that was in the news for 2 months
Mm-hmm.
when there was nothing in the news. The whole thing about people that were actually going. There was an ambulance that was supposed to go through the New Jersey Turnpike when Governor Chris Christie had stopped a lot of stuff that was supposed to be going through that port. He cut down the manpower and all that, and somebody died in traffic because he didn't have the same manpower when that person would have got through if it was actual the same manpower that was projected prior to that happening. Somebody died because, you know what, the port of New Jersey, I think they pissed them off or something like that. That's what they were saying. So they cut manpower, which cut man hours, would cut the actual traffic flow that was going through the turnpike when they were going through there. So if that was only in the news for 2 months, that person probably got a class action lawsuit. They paid them off. You never heard about it again. So that's the thing. Same thing I see about Flint, Michigan. If it wasn't this year, if it would have happened in 2008 or 2007, when it was a lull in action with the senators, with the actual Republicans, the Democrats, there was no bipartisanship that was happening, I don't think we would have heard about it.
I disagree. I still believe that, just with social media, man, like with the world of social media that we live in today, man, I believe their voice would have been heard. Yeah, it took some time for it to come out because they kept lying. They kept having, documents stating that, hey, yeah, the water is good. Continue to drink it. Continue to do whatever with it.
But who's going to get charged?
And that's a good question.
With the Governor Christie thing, I haven't seen.
Yeah.
They had emails of him talking to the port.
Yeah,
He's running for president now.
very true.
So I'm saying,
Yeah.
when you look at the standpoint of, like, you disagree, I still see him running for president.
Mhm.
I mean, damn, there's people that got caught with a fourth of an ounce of cocaine
Mhm.
that was for personal use. man, they threw them under the jail.
Yeah.
Governor Chris Christie, it was proven that he sent that email out. It was sent from his own personal email, and he's still running for president.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to sit there and say I'm gonna throw out the bullshit flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you get to a certain level in politics, you could do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
you see it. I'm saying, when you talk about emails and you're talking about Hillary Clinton too, I'm not going to say I'm a pro or con, but I know that me personally, if I would have done that at my job, I mean, what would have happened to little old
I'd have
me?
lost my whole computer.
We probably would have had this podcast right now.
So this is
Shout
what
out
I'm
to
saying.
you.
Would have been all I had.
Yeah, I'm saying, and you're right. So if it's good for one, because if it was somebody else, a lower positioned person in government or a lower positioned person in the military or what have you, that person, man, they would have crucified that person. Mm-hmm. You're letting national secrets out, and you're not being secure. They would have fried that little person, and so that's what I'm saying. So you see this Chris Christie and with Hillary, I mean, money.
Yo, great point, Z Coco.
I'm in love with the Coco.
But no, he made a great point, man. When you got money and you got connections, man, it's totally different. You're in a different food chain.
That's right.
People don't look at you the same, but when you, like he said, the worker bee, hey man, you fuck up, hey, you fuck.
You the sacrificial lamb.
You're right, because
Exactly.
you're replaceable.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not hard to find somebody to do what you were just doing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you one of many.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. So speaking of racial injustices, the Oscars are coming up. Not the
Damn.
Grammys. Listen,
Yeah,
to all my
They're all the same.
No. Stop. No. To all my people that don't really get the difference between Oscar and Grammys, Square Biz, the Grammys, what do the Grammys actually represent? Music, right?
Absolutely.
What do the Oscars represent?
Movies.
All right, so let's stop. Let's not get the difference. Like, if you did, what's a good CD that came out? 25 by Adele. You're not gonna get an Oscar for that. You're gonna get a Grammy.
Right.
If you did the Concussion by Will Smith, you're not gonna get a Grammy for it. You're gonna get an Oscar. So now
No,
we're
you're not
get
going to
an
get Oscar for that either.
I said I fucked it up.
No, he was. No, he wasn't nominated.
No, I'm just saying. I know he wasn't nominated.
Yeah, but he was just saying
you're
a
gonna
great
get an
point.
Oscar. You're gonna get an Oscar. You're not gonna get a Grammy.
He won't. He won't. That's just a bad example.
No, I'm
He won't
saying, but
get one.
if you were nominated, you would get an Oscar.
True, but he won't. He won't.
wasn't.
Yeah.
That was a good thing, man. Shout out to Doctor.
No, say it ain't so.
No, say it ain't so. So we were talking earlier. Spike Lee, Jada Pinkett Smith, they're boycotting the Oscars.
I think Spike Lee was a little upset because Chirac didn't get
That was
nominated.
a garbage
for Oscar.
ass movie.
Oh man, they had
Garbage.
some great scenes.
Come on now.
I watched it. I
No.
didn't pay for it, but I went and watched it.
Malcolm X. That was a good movie.
Great movie.
That was a great one.
He Got Game.
Great movie.
Great movie. Chirac, Kill Yourself.
I won't go that far. It was a little challenge.
Kill Yourself.
It was a little challenge.
They
movie.
didn't have anybody from Chicago in the movie.
They did. Jennifer Hudson.
Nick Cannon was the leading actor in that.
Okay.
Where the fuck is he from?
California?
I don't know. I have no clue.
He's not
Jersey?
from Chicago.
I think he's from
That's
Florida.
Man, shout out to Florida, man. Duval, stand up.
All right, so what we talking about, man? Boy Scout, the Oscars. Why are we Boy Scouting them?
Boycotting?
I fucked that up.
Yeah. No, but we keep
Why
it
we
in
Boy
there.
Scouting them?
I wasn't going to say anything because I knew somebody else would.
Just let him
Yeah.
keep saying it.
I think they were selling popcorn outside the movie theater. So,
God
yeah,
damn.
okay. So
Okay.
the reason I don't really think
Do you watch the Oscars?
I watched them before.
It's boring.
Very boring.
It's so boring.
The Grammys last year was good when they had that Common and then what's his name, John Legend.
I think they're just.
that song.
It's a great song, but I think the Grammys, I say Grammys are the same as the Oscars, not because I know the difference between the Grammys and the Oscars, but I mean it just caters to the same group of people. for years.
I get
it
what they're
has.
saying because from 2 years, the top 20 nominations, they were predominantly Caucasian descent.
Right, exactly. And then like when you see top selling albums or blockbuster movies, you're like, damn, that didn't win a Grammy, or damn, that didn't win an Oscar. And then like a movie that you barely have heard of wins, or actor that's really not known wins these Oscars, you're just like,
What? Yeah.
eh.
So
Like now, I'm not even surprised by it anymore. I think that's why stuff like the BET Awards, the Source Awards, the Hip Hop Awards, Soul Train Awards, I think that's why award shows like that started forming, because they're reaching out and giving recognition to these artists that weren't getting it before and haven't been getting it before.
So, what was the number one top grossing that they would consider African American movie last year?
I don't know, Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton.
not a nominee.
Not a nominee.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you.
See, that proved my point.
I'm gonna give you a couple movies that was put before them.
Okay,
Star Wars,
that was a good one though.
Jurassic World,
And
garbage.
I'm a fan.
I liked it too.
It was a good movie, but I wouldn't put it before.
Inside
I
Out.
liked it.
Inside Out.
Yeah.
Furious 7.
You know, I guess for the kids. I don't really care for
I
it.
could see Furious 7 because he died, so that kind of makes
Yeah.
The Minions. Great movie.
that movie sucked.
But it's
I mean,
an
it's for
anime.
kids, so I guess I don't know.
Hunger Games.
I hate that whole series.
The Martian.
Didn't see it.
I didn't
watched
see that
it.
one
It's
either.
pretty good.
Spectre.
Was it?
James Bond.
I've never been a big.
That's
James
a
Bond
that's like
fan.
a
Pitch Perfect 2.
people love musicals.
Ant-Man.
That was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
That was a good
Ant-Man.
movie. That was funny.
It was funny. It
Why
wasn't
your
better
face
than.
getting tight, Scribbins?
No, I'm just. Well, honestly, I can't really speak on it because I haven't seen it yet.
It's
so.
a funny movie, but it's not on the same. Well, they're two different categories, but
Right.
I still think Straight Outta Compton should have been rated higher.
Hotel Transylvania 2. Now I'm talking off of monetary value.
That
I'm
was
not
good.
talking about
That
what,
was a good one though.
and what do you think the one before Straight Outta Compton was? I'm gonna give everybody in this room a guess before that. Z-Dot, what do you think the movie that was monetary value that they sit there and consider into the Oscars nomination because of monetary value was before Straight Outta Compton?
Mad Max.
Negative.
I have no clue.
Negative.
Juice.
Juice.
Classic.
Tupac.
My favorite movie.
The SpongeBob movie,
What?
Sponge Out of
Oh
Water.
my god!
Oh man.
like we can't even say nothing about
You
that.
said everybody's winning but us.
So do you think that
I don't think blacks boycotting the Oscars is going to do anything.
So who
really.
saw Straight Outta Compton in the movie theaters?
Why
I did.
won't it? Hold on. Why won't it boycott and make a difference?
Because blacks don't really watch the Oscars much.
That's not true. I believe with like history, history has demonstrated that whenever you protest, that's when your voice get heard. Period. So with that being said, of course, when you have a whole bunch of actors that just happen to be black actors, I'm sure it's gonna be white actors, I'm sure it's gonna be Asian actors, just actors of color, I believe that Oscars are gonna see, and you've already seen some of the reports stating that, hey, you know what? Hey, maybe this is an issue. Maybe this is something we need to change, you know? So, it's already on the radar, and I believe something is gonna change. And it's just crazy it took this long before something actually did change or people took notice. I'm sure the people in that field probably took notice a long time ago. However, it's amazing how one person say something, then boom, it's all over the world, right? Everybody's now it's on everybody's radar.
Like Hannibal Buress.
Oh yeah, that comment he made about Bill
Yeah.
Cosby.
Yeah.
True.
So when you look at movies that were considered African American movies, there weren't that much this year. You can even say Creed was an African American movie because I've seen that so much on my Twitter line. That was a movie that was based off Rocky Balboa, which is an Italian American. Let's go off the color of his skin. He's a Caucasian dude,
Mhm.
just of a different descent. What movie do you think should have been on the forefront of the most Oscar nominations that could have been available for that type of movie that they considered that was African American?
Repeat that? I'm sorry, say it again.
I'm just saying, all the movies that came out, I'm saying,
NWA.
Yeah, Straight Outta Compton, I thought that could have been. I mean, when I went to go sit in the movie theaters, they had Caucasians in the movie theaters. They knew the lyrics more than I knew.
I do.
What do you
We
think?
know you know the lyrics.
Rolling down the street in my 6'4".
Oh,
That's all I'm gonna do because right now, you know. But
rocking
yeah.
the beat.
Oh,
Is
I
it
got
jocking or rocking?
Not sure.
Yeah,
Rocking the beat.
rocking the beat.
Rocking the
Slapping the
beat,
hose.
jocking the hose.
Yeah, jocking the hose, man. Yeah.
Cruising
Yeah.
down the street in my 6'4".
You got the voice for it. Yeah.
Shout out to Square Biz,
You know?
aka EZ, without the
No,
Charlie
no,
Sheen.
I want that.
Not the Charlie Sheen.
Chill.
So I really think when we look at it, they should boycott it. Another thing that I'm about to boycott is Meek Mill.
Oh, Meek Mill say it ain't so. He's back in the
Why?
news again.
Why are you doing that, Meek Mill? Now he's calling himself Insta Fingers.
I think he's just doing it for attention now. Like,
Why?
I don't know. You know, you get picked on so much, you just gotta pick on yourself to not cry or kill yourself. I mean, it's just disappointing because I used to be. I still like his music, but
Hey, we got a special in caller right now. We're gonna do a live one right now.
that Meek.
No, that's you. We're gonna do keep going. So Meek Mill.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
So Meek Mill, do you think that he was wrong for trying to come at 50?
I think he was stupid. I mean, I don't know what his reasons were for coming at 50 Cent. Like, it just don't really make sense to me.
I don't know, man. Today he's a man, right? So when 50
A
Cent,
stupid one.
50 Cent keep poking. You know how 50 Cent is. He doesn't care. He has no filter.
But you know what? Like, I agree with 50. Like, if I'm minding my fucking business, and I wake up one day and all of a sudden there's a diss track out and my name is in it, I'm gonna fuck with you until you cry.
But you know what? 50 Cent is a bully. Everybody knows
He
he's a
didn't
bully.
start this one though.
It's cool though because he starts a lot of shit. So for him to get, be on the other end of it, granted, he is kind of winning this shit. You
But
said what?
Did he start it?
No.
No, I said he didn't, but he starts a lot of other shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, this Meek Mill's a man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
A man?
Yeah, he's a fucking man, man. Like,
But why do you keep...
Barely.
But why do you...
yo,
Square Biz.
I'm all about 50 Cent. I'm a fan.
I'm a huge
but
fan
I'm
of
just,
50.
hey, Meek Mill, I ain't with nobody right now, but at the end of the day, Meek Mill's a man at the end of the day, and he get tired of the bullshit. He get tired of the jokes. He get tired of the memes. The whole world is laughing at him right now.
But did you really...
He brought it on himself this
but
weekend.
hey, Square Biz, did you really think that when Meek Mill said he had more money than 50 cents, I did a Jada Kiss laugh? I said, come on, man.
Do it again.
Okay. Come on, like, yo, Meek Mill, you don't got money like that, beloved.
We don't know what that man got in his pocket. His old lady account. He might have it. They do like big
So,
bank, take little bank or whatever.
So
he
it's
might
like
have that
me.
much. How
I
much
can
we
relate.
got?
Yeah, I can relate.
How much we got?
Right.
Yeah, man. I got
Yeah.
money. Well,
Yeah.
no matter of fact.
But still, that's kinda
we
like-
got money.
Exactly.
That situation's like,
Shout out to Hot
you remember
Sauce.
that old Dave
You're a
Chappelle
fool.
when it was like when keeping it real goes wrong?
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I remember like how the small guy to not get fucked with in jail, he pick on the biggest dude.
Yeah.
And sometimes you win, and this time he didn't. Like he went to go pick on the bigger dude, and the bigger dude just started whooping his ass right there on the basketball court.
So y'all think 50 Cent is winning this right now?
Yes.
Hands down.
Meek already gave up.
How?
Oh, he jumped on 50's Instagram and told him, "I quit. You win."
I need to see that, beloved.
Oh, I'm gonna pull it up for you, bro.
Damn.
Please. Hey, but while we still talking about
Do
the
we know
top-
that's a real? Is that a real
Oh, yeah,
page?
is that from Meek Mill
Is that
or
official?
Yeah.
Brother, it's right there. 50 Cent screenshot it and reposted
Oh
it.
no! I'm not doing that. No,
Damn.
no.
You don't want to admit to
No, I'm not going from another motherfucker's screen page. Y'all must make me get out my character and say
he
the ninja word.
he commented on 50 Cent's picture.
Like I said, if it's not coming from the official Meek Mill's page,
So what you're saying
It's
is
from the official Meek
So
Mill's
what you're saying, you
page.
need to see an Instagram, a
Yeah.
video, and
Hey,
saying,
Meek
you know
Mill.
what, 50, you won.
Meek Mill, I
I
still
quit.
fuck with you, beloved. If you ever want to sponsor this show, man, hey, your girl, is she looking very delicious and things of that nature? I shout out to you because you winning.
Nah, you facts
Not
though, man.
Yo,
Really?
he's winning.
He is. He got
Nicki
the
Minaj
baddest
is the
girl
only
in
thing
the
keeping
game.
Meek Mill alive right now.
No,
That's
Meek
not
Mill is
true.
winning. No.
Meek Mill still has bars.
Yes.
He still got bars, but
50 Cent is fucking irrelevant right now.
Facts.
What shit is he put?
I'd rather be
Whoa,
50
whoa, whoa!
right
chill,
now.
chill.
I would rather be
watch
50
it.
Cent
Hold on,
right
hold
now
on,
than
hold on.
Meek
My
Mill.
thing is, I know you deep into Drake, but I mean 50 Cent. You know, back in the day, pause.
Man, what? That was a-
G-Unit. Like,
that was
come
a
on,
subtle
man.
shot right there.
I'm just saying though, like don't come at 50 like that, man. You don't know 50 in them streets, and he's certified. That's what Meek Mill
I
said.
never. But did I say that? Did I say that 50 Cent was less of a man than Meek Mill?
You just
I
said he dried up. You said he washed. That's
No, I
what
know.
You said.
I'm saying, hey.
You said Meek is more relevant.
So
More
what
relevant right
CD
now.
do you put in rotation now of 50 Cent more than anything?
I still
You
put in
putting
his
Candy
first
Shop
joint.
on there?
I still put his first joint on.
Okay.
Yeah. I still
So
put his
that's
first
better
joint.
than Meek Mill's, but Meek Mill now is more relevant.
I don't
Go
play
go ask a 16-year-old. Have you heard Mini Man?
They have.
a lot
Oh,
of them,
man.
especially those Chirac
They weren't made that long ago.
God,
and you know
man.
why?
Those
Like,
savages.
But you know what? 50 Cent is not really focusing that much on music right now.
So
he
what
does
year did
movie.
Mini Man come out?
What? Why are you talking so loud?
What year did Mini Man come out?
Mm.
2001.
Damn, he beat
2001.
me to it.
15 years. So a 16-year-old that was one when Mini Man come out knows that song right
He
now.
does,
Shut
and I'm
the
going to
fuck
tell you
up.
why. I'm going to tell you why.
Get him, Z.
Thank you so much.
The baby was in the womb, and
Oh my God.
put the music.
Yo, but now real talk though, man. That's life, man. Like everybody know who 50 Cent is. Everybody know he the biggest goon. Let's be real right now too. He came up. Remember, he was the first one. They was the first one to sign what? Chief Keef. Now his whole little regime, they know who 50 Cent is because of that alone, right? So he was the first dude to come out of Chicago, right? The first kid. That kid was like what, 16 years old when he first got that $6 million deal with Interscope. So
That he has to pay back now, but go
yeah,
ahead.
it's
But
good.
look, and you act like people can't go back and check his library.
But you know what, man? Go check out his library, man. Mini Man was a good song. That was out in 2001. That's 15 years ago for you young kids that's 16 that really know what it's talking about, but you really don't. We're going to be right back at you with the last two topics and our favorite segment of the day, the mentorship of the day, sponsored by the one and only Square Biz, the guy, Chi-Town's finest. Stand up.
Irresponsible. Mentors. Irresponsible.
Check out the Irresponsible Mentors at gmail.com. It's Square Bears, and you're listening to the Irresponsible Mentors. Go subscribe to our iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Twitter at Irresponsible M1. Subscribe, share, and comment. Yo, speaking of 50 Cent and Meek Mill, yo, it's crazy, man. Speaking of money, and first thing I thought about, man, was Powerball. But before we jump into that Powerball, did y'all hear about old girl who you was talking about, Z-Dot?
Did you hear about the young lady? She invested her entire life savings into the Powerball.
Hallelujah.
I mean, when I'm saying she invested, I mean she put everything that she had into the Powerball.
She prayed on them numbers.
I mean, she should have won.
Must have.
She should have won.
She was using her kids' birthdays, numbers that she had in dreams.
Fortune cookies.
Social security
right.
numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
The best part is, after she had no money, she put up a GoFundMe page. She made $800.
This bitch.
Square Biz,
What?
would you have given her some money for that?
Fuck no, man. What the fuck? What the fuck I look like? I'm gonna tell you, man. You know what that's called? That's called real life problems, man. All right. You know the first thing the first helpful advice they gave out there, and if y'all was listening, I'm sure she was. You know, on sponsorships and the news and CNN and Fox, and then if you go to YouTube, Curse of the Lottery, they were saying, hey, only invest as much money that won't hurt you. Okay, they didn't say put your whole life savings up, and they already said that it was a 1 in 275 million chance that you'll actually win. Like, come on, man.
Now, if you didn't have $270 million, sit the fuck down.
She took that quote, that leap of faith,
Now, she did take that leap
and
of
just
faith.
plummeted.
I heard Square Bills put about 1,000, but that's neither here nor there. So
rumors.
he got that good long money, man.
Rumors,
yeah,
pause.
rumors. Oh shit, yeah,
Whoa.
pause, man. I thought this was New Year, New Me.
What kind of you?
I don't know, man. Where there's a cat, there's a fire.
I like it.
Hello.
I like it.
So if you didn't have the money to put in it, but there's been so many benefits of playing the Powerball because so many people have lost their money. And shout out to the person that said that you would win $4.3 million if they would have gave it to everybody that played it. Your math was a little bit skewed. You
A little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, I mean, just a tad. Just
I
a
probably
tad.
would have done that though.
Yeah,
Honestly.
and then you would have went with it like, what the fuck you talking about? It's 4.3. Like, come on, man.
I'm just glad I didn't share it. I was about to.
You was about to share the 4.3?
I was like, yo, man, they just solved world hunger. They just solved poverty.
Yeah, we could fix the water problem in Flint.
Yeah.
We could have made MLK's dream true.
And then I was like, the only reason they wouldn't allow this because they're against us. The man doesn't want us to succeed.
They don't want us at the Oscars.
Exactly.
You know what, man? I'm gonna set us up a GoFundMe account and see how much money we can
Yeah,
make.
man,
what's
don't
up,
do that,
please.
man.
Pay for studio time.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go spend all my money on lottery tickets, and I'm gonna put up a GoFundMe. So
Hey,
Yeah.
but hey, you know what the thing is, man? It's the system set up against us, guys.
It is
It
set
ain't
up
gonna work
against
for
us.
us. We ain't got no titties. Alright?
But you know what? At the end of the day, we're going to give y'all some mentorship for the day. We're going to give y'all something that can sit there, and if you're down because you didn't win a Powerball, if you spent your life savings, if you can't get any money to feed your kids,
Spent that daycare money.
that daycare money, and then you got your grandma watching your kids. Shout out to the grandmothers. We're going to give you something that's going to put you in a good position, that's going to uplift you. It's going to make you feel a little bit better.
Is the name of my porn.
Yeah, man. We're going to uplift you and make you feel better. Volume 1. So, without further ado, the man that started this, the good brother, Square Biz, the light-skinned brother, Chi-Town's finest. He
Yes.
hates when I say that.
Yeah, please. Because again, guys, I grew up in the burbs. I mean, yeah, I was born in Chicago. I might have lived in Chicago for a few years, and then we moved
In
west.
the very outskirts.
Yeah. I lived in the hood in Chicago, but then we moved west, and then right next door to the west side. Then we move further. That's neither here nor there. All right, so we're finna jump into our next topic, which is mentorship. And I had a hard time really coming up with a topic for mentorship.
Yeah.
Obviously, and we always try to bounce ideas, guys. And I think everybody goes through this, and what better topic to talk about than stop lying?
Why?
You know?
Why you always lying?
Oh my God!
Stop fucking lying.
I mean, honestly, I think we can leave it at that.
We can leave it at that. We can sit there and hit stop right now and walk the fuck off the show.
Exactly. But I mean, guys, obviously, it's not good to lie.
Yeah,
You know?
there's been some truth this year though.
There's a lot of truth.
Because Z-Dot said he was gonna take care of the next show because we've been fucking with him tough, and we all acted black, and we didn't
Facts.
come with no money. So Z-Dot could have been like, "Yo, where's the money there for the
We
studio?"
didn't ask for no hookup, nothing.
You're right.
We all walked up like,
Yeah, you're right.
"Ninja."
You're right.
You know that's the only time black people call white people something when they really feel offended.
Yeah.
They might say, "Ninja, what the fuck are you talking about?" But let a white person say it. Oh,
It's a
my.
problem. Everybody's in an uproar. No, how could you?
Yeah.
You've been saying it the whole fucking time you been here. So what?
But when it benefits us,
Yeah, right,
we can
right,
call him a
right,
ninja.
right,
Yeah. So shout out to Z-Dot for messing
Yeah.
with the mentorship of the week.
Exactly.
So what's your mentorship, brother?
Well, I just, we go through so many things in life, guys, and don't you hate when somebody tell you something and then you be like, just based on the history y'all got, you be like, motherfucker, stop lying. You know,
man,
I'll give you an example. So
I love this one.
You know, just say for instance, hey man, you know that money I owe you, I'm gonna get it back to you this week. All right.
But what's the number one black one? What's the number one black excuse about owing you money? It's a time of year. They always gonna get you that time of year. You hear it on Judge
I'm gonna
Mathis.
get you around tax season.
You saying February? Everybody's balling out of control.
Yeah, people buying Jordan. It's the hardest time to get Jordans around February.
Facts.
Look, if I was
Facts.
Jordan, that would be my number one rollout. Like,
I don't even like going to the mall around tax season because you can't find nowhere to park. Yeah. You got people who ain't had no money all year, acting brand new in the malls, being rude.
VIP sold out.
Yeah,
bro. You know,
and then Diamonds.
Yeah.
And then like look, and then like 3
Right.
months later, you start seeing like vehicles being towed from like parking lots and houses.
The pawn shop's full.
Oh my God, the pawn shop has so much stuff.
If you want something good at the pawn shop, go around
April.
Oh wow.
When the money run out.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because the pawn shop, they already made their interest and stuff. They got to take that as a loss.
So what you're saying is going to be a lot of new 2016s running around here?
Yeah.
Cars?
And then,
but you know what?
Some
Another
flat
good...
screen.
and if you work for the company, please go to the Army bases and get a sponsor.
Another good mentorship is when you get your tax money, buy something you can maintain or pay some bills. We know you got debt. That's why you wait until tax season to get stuff.
And stop having kids because you think you'll get taxes.
Oh, wow.
At the most you're going to get is $1,500.
And if you're going to borrow somebody's kid for tax season, at least talk to them all year.
Yeah.
Before you ask to borrow their third baby.
True. Don't be scamming neither, talking about you got 7-8 kids and you ain't got none. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guys.
And then get mad when they put you on child support.
That's what I'm saying. When they audit your ass and they find out you've been scamming the IRS.
Don't ask for a payment plan.
They're gonna come get your ass. Trust
you don't
me.
want your face getting tight. Like, the government messing with me again. Like,
Yo,
on Facebook lying.
On top of that, hey, if you married, don't be filing separate.
Don't do that.
I got an idea though. Chip T. The very first time I recorded you guys, you started talking about you took a picture where you were rolling around in a bed full of money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah. True. But Chip
Once a year.
Chip T did that in November, so stop checking.
As soon as you
for
do
me.
it, put the money right back in the bank.
But
Yeah.
we got to put
He
this
did
back
do that
in.
November.
I did that in November, so I was doing
New year,
that.
new me.
New year, new me.
know?
And
Yeah.
make sure you save $200. But stop lying. One thing, so don't lie to people. Because lying, like, that's so foolish.
You got to keep up with that stuff too.
And it's hard keeping up with a lie, guys. It becomes frustrating. You know, it becomes depressing. You
Tell
know what I'm
us,
saying?
look, and if you're gonna lie, tell something that people can't fact check.
Okay. Such as?
Ooh.
Look,
On the spot.
Look, no. Like
Go
just
ahead.
like how you said, like somebody borrows some money from
Yeah,
you and they say
yeah.
they don't got it.
Yeah.
But then you scroll through. You can scroll through something as simple as their Facebook or their Instagram, and they're traveling, or they're holding up money
You
in
in
pictures.
Cyprus.
They're
People like-
taking pictures in their bed, rolling around in money.
Right.
You in Bermuda.
I just copped some new J's.
The new Yeezys.
I'm like, birthday weekend vacation. What?
You at
Shit.
the,
Going to DC.
you're
what?
at the club.
What type of shit? Motherfucker, you owe me some money. Why the fuck you taking all these
look,
trips?
or another one where you be like, somebody texts you and you be like, oh my bad, or you don't reply to a text and you reply to them later, like the next day. Oh man, I fell asleep.
And then you
can
got the ring receipt on.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know that if you had an Android.
Right. Oh, wow.
Shout out
But
to
since I do
G-Dog.
have an
wow.
iPhone as well, I do know that.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to keep checking y'all about this phone, but
Man,
I
you
got
an
both.
Android, man. You probably got a track phone. One
Oh,
thing
wow.
that I hate is
He does it every single week.
those shots.
Pretty much.
One thing I hate is, man, hey, when you lying and stuff, brothers, my good brothers, stop lying to your side chicks. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Your side chick. How about stop lying to your main chick for your side chick?
No, but tell your side chick that you got a man and you won't have that issue. You
Or
won't. You don't agree?
Stop lying to your main chick to impress somebody that ain't held you down.
Yeah, man.
I agree
like a
with you,
main
brother.
chick.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
How about that?
That's all we got to say about that, man. We're not getting into any particulars because we got some good brothers out there, man. Make sure that your side chick you take out once a year, something special. That's not what I'm talking about.
No
Because
cameras.
and make sure you're doing it in a very discreet place. I don't know. West Virginia sounds good around this time of year.
You want to go hiking?
Yeah, you want to go hiking. You want to go to the Chavano Valley, things of that nature. So she act up, you could hit her in the head and throw over a cliff. But we don't condone that.
You heard it here first.
Man, we just fucking around.
Hypothetically.
Right? We're personalities.
Steve Avery.
Mentorship.
Okay.
Yeah, man, Steve Avery, man.
And then the first time he admitted murder, he was on a podcast.
right.
Man, y'all showed my
Yeah.
court case. I'm like, these ninjas. I thought we was good.
Yeah. He was always like that. He did that to me one time when we went out on a vacation.
Threw the cat right in that fire.
Yeah.
And he said, New Year, new me.
Yeah.
Man, but we want to sit there and say, man, make sure if you really don't know what Martin Luther King is about, make sure that you always go and check for him and stuff. He was a good brother. There's a lot of stuff that he wanted to see that's very prevalent in this day and age with the I Had a Dream speech, with what you're doing for others and things of that nature. So it's good that now we are actually able to see what he really wanted, especially growing up in this time and age, in our age group when we're in our late 20s, early 30s. And then make sure you also go and check for what happened in Flint, Michigan, because it was a tragedy what they did, especially when it was a group that wasn't so fortunate as everybody else in America. The water situation there is really messed up. And then just make sure that, one, that you sign a petition. If you can't sign a petition, donate. And if you can't donate, make sure that people are doing something in your actual inner circle to sit there and make the water situation better.
And if you hear that noise in the background, that's the actual protesters right now boycotting the Oscars. Right? Hey, we live on scene.
Breaking boards.
Okay. So it's getting crazy right now.
I was going to say, go see my people at the Oscars, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Go check them out.
Irresponsible Mentors live on scene.
He said, hey, we winning.
We're going to be the only black people at the Oscars, apparently.
Exactly. And you know who won't be there? 50 Cent and Meek Mill.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they
can't even get a Grammy.
That's what I'm saying. So they damn sure ain't getting no Oscars.
Well, Meek might be in jail, so.
True.
Man, shout out to you. Hey, stop lying, Meek Mill.
Yeah. And then last but not least, man, we talk a little bit about the Powerball. And hey, old shorty, hey, if you donate to that GoFundMe account, hey man, fuck you and your life. All right.
And be careful with your money, man. Like, make sure if you're gonna play the lottery, be smart about it.
Yeah, like donate to irresponsible mentors. Like
That's
that
a
makes
good
more
idea.
sense.
That's even more better. That's a good way to win because we're gonna stay on the air if you keep donating.
Facts.
You know?
Please donate to us, man. We all poor. And then last thing, why the fuck is you lying?
Why you always lying?
Oh my God.
Stop lying.
Hey.
Oh my God.
So the last thing we want to hit you with is we didn't get it to you last week and like the couple last shows because obviously it was doing New Year's and things of that nature. But we want to give you something that's happening in the community. We're going to have some shirts that's rolling out. We're going to put it on the irresponsiblementors@gmail.com, on our Twitter, and also on our actual iTunes page. But we have a event that me and Square Biz will be doing. We're going to try to get Z-Dot out there. He's a busy man, busy schedule. It's a new year, new him. Where there's a cat, there's a fire. So there's going to be an event coming up. It's Get Your Rear and Gear 5K support run. It's in support of the Colon Cancer Awareness Month. It's going to be held on March 26th. That's a Saturday at 8 a.m. It's going to be held at the Madison Trail in Hampton, Virginia. The registration starts at 8 a.m. The open ceremony and team awards are at 8:40 a.m. And then the 5K time run starts at 9 a.m. And the 5K walk starts at 9:05 a.m. And you can find the website at www.coloncancercoalition.org. So if you don't want to run, you can also sponsor it. You can find that sponsorship at the website that I said previously. If you don't want to run or sponsor, you can volunteer. And you can sign up at the 5K run at that website, like I said also before. And then you can also call the point of contact at 757-741-5819. Once again, 757-741-5819. Make sure you run, volunteer, and support. We're always doing it for cancer.
This Square Biz.
DJ Mike Love.
Chip T.
Z Dot.
And we out.
Peace.
Make sure you go subscribe to iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Twitter at Irresponsible M1.
And make sure if you do subscribe to iTunes, please, I only can say please so many times.
Fuck please. Hey, leave a comment, man. You know y'all are day ones.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, so we don't say no fucking please to y'all. Okay?
Please, man. Please. We got a family. So-
Yeah. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
hey, man, but hey, shout out to my son, man. You gonna listen to this one day. I love you, brother. I'm so happy you're here. And you was born on the 30th anniversary of Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, man, he already got history.
Yeah, Landon James
He get
Turner.
his birthday off of school for at least
Yeah, forever.
forever.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
He ain't got to go to work on
Hey,
his
make
birthday.
sure you find you a Coretta Scott King.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
lets
wow.
you smoke
Nice.
and
Nice.
do things like that.
No doubt. I mean, it's going to be legal then.
We out.
Irresponsible. Mentors. Irresponsible.
Check out the Irresponsible Mentors at gmail.com.